with Black Box Silver and Bronze, here to participate in the Comic Collector Geek's Friday Challenge, Infinity Comic Covers. Let's go! Hey comic addicts, it's Joe with Black Box Silver and Bronze, and I've got some Infinity covers from my PC to show you. But after digging through my PC, I don't have an infinite amount of Infinity covers. I have 7. And of those 7, one of them Alan already showed you. So I'm going to start with that one.
To infinity and beyond!
At number 7 is Action Comics number 500, which is an anniversary issue for Superman. And you can see on the cover, Superman, Lois Lane, and Supergirl are holding up the cover that they're in, and they're holding up the cover that they're in, and they're holding up the cover that they're in, and so forth. And so the one thing that I'll show you here that I don't think Alan showed you was that this one has a wraparound cover, and on the back you see the image of Kal-El leaving Krypton and heading toward Earth. And in here, the story gives you a retelling of his origin.
To infinity and beyond!
At number 6, crossover number 1 from November of 2020. And you can see that the cover there, that the boy is reading that cover. And so there's your next Infinity cover, crossover number 1.
To infinity and beyond!
Number 5 is a Charlton comic. It's Haunted number 62 from July of 1982. And if you look at the comic book that the boy in the chair is reading, look at that monster in the window. And you can see there's the monster in the window there. And you could see the chair. But it's kind of a lame Infinity cover. That's kind of as far as it goes. This one was kind of mailed in, but it is an Infinity cover, so I'm including it.
To infinity and beyond!
Number 4, another issue of Shazam. Shazam number 2. I believe Alan showed Shazam 6. He did show a Shazam issue just different from this one, but this is number 2 from April of 1973. And you see that boy in the yellow shirt is holding a comic, which has the cover that they're on. And in the cover that he's holding, he's even holding the comic. So you've got the Infinity cover going on here with Shazam number 2.
To infinity and beyond!
At number 3 is another horror comic, Ghosts number 100 from May of 1981. It's a 100th special issue. And you see this boy here in the orange. He just doesn't look right to me. Like the top half of his body looks like a man's body on a child's legs. But anyway, these 3 children are coming in the blue background. And if you look, sitting on the table in the foreground is the cover of the comic that they're on. And in that, you could see the table in the foreground with the cover of the comic that they're on. And in that, one more time, you could see the table in the foreground with the cover of the comic that they're on, Ghost number 100.
To infinity and beyond!
Number 2, Marvel Comics Fantastic Four, number 1 from July of 2000. Ben Grimm, aka The Thing, is reading the comic book that the Fantastic Four is on. They're all looking over his shoulder. And if you look at the cover of the comic book that he's reading, it's the same cover that they're on. And in that comic book, he's reading a comic book. And in that one, he's reading the comic book. So the Infinity goes several layers there on Fantastic Four, Marvel Comics Fantastic Four, number 1.
To infinity and beyond!
My number 1 is another horror that I just recently picked up. This is from September of 2022. This is Creepshow number 1, the Memphis Comic Expo variant. And they just recently started Creepshow up again. And so they're up to issue 4. Issue 5 comes out this month. And this, like I said, is issue number 1 from September of 2022. And it is an Infinity cover. It doesn't go as deep as some of the other ones I have, but I like this one the best because of the The cover art, it kind of reminds me of EC pre-code horror style. And so you've got the creep in the coffin and the casket reading the comic book. And if you look in that casket, he's reading the comic book again. So it goes a couple layers deep. Creep show number 1. And Comic Addicts, that's all I could find. There's probably more. I don't know of them. They don't come to mind. And that's all I can find. So short but sweet. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.